Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Riley Rose here with another episode of your weekly Gaymer Girl news. The world is still on fire and LA actually has another 3-month lockdown, but as always, we still have our video games. And there's always so much to talk about with video games, so let's just jump on in, shall we? And first, we're actually going to talk about some sports news. And I know what you're thinking. What does a super good looking, half gay, super nerd know about sports? And the answer is not much, but just stick with me here, okay? All 32 NFL teams have unveiled their 2020 season schedule, but one team got a little more creative with it. The Detroit Lions posted a video on Twitter that started with an announcement from Tom Nook himself. It continued with the Lions revealing what teams they will face in a bunch of creative ways via Animal Crossing. For example, to signify they will play the Chicago Bears, the Detroit Lion player buried a stuffed bear and then immediately went to hitting a Green Bay Packer fan. After the exciting announcement, the official Lions Twitter account unveiled custom Lions designs that fans can wear in Animal Crossing New Horizons. As that super hot super nerd, I really didn't pick up on most of it, but sports fans on the internet went crazy, so go sports balls! Yeah! No, but moving on, they aren't the only ones mixing real life into Animal Crossing. House Representative AOC tweeted last week that she was new to Animal Crossing and actually wanted to visit random people's islands. She didn't even know if it was possible at the time. She ended up visiting a ton of lucky islands, including one couple getting married, and she even gave her first commencement address. Sure, it was a little bit short as you can see here, but it was in Animal Crossing. It really just seems like anybody who's anybody is getting into Animal Crossing these days, and who can blame them? It's even gotten to the point that other games are integrating Animal Crossing into their gameplay. This is including one of the most classic games ever created, Tetris. Tetris 99's 13th Maximus Cup runs from May 15th through May 18th. Those who have the top skill to earn over 100 points during the Animal Crossing event get to unlock an Animal Crossing New Horizons theme for the game. I never considered Animal Crossing music the motivational music that gets players into the competitive spirit, but it may actually just be what players need because look at how cute this is. If you want to get the adorable theme equipped with all the cutest faces of the Animal Crossing characters we know and love, all you gotta do is play Tetris 99's competitive mode over the weekend and earn that 100 points. It's not even gonna be that hard. Even failed games earn players 1 point, so if you really suck, you only have to suck about 100 times to get to see those colorful blocks and faces of some of our favorite characters. Now we're gonna go ahead and talk about that video game event news. You know, E3 and other major international game depots are canceled, but ChinaJoy will actually go forward as planned, as an in-person event. Shanghai Daily reported that the show will be held from July 31st to August 3rd, but it won't be like a normal expo, of course. Besides going through temperature checks, attendees have to show a health code tracking app. This app gives each Chinese citizen a color to denote whether or not they could be carrying the coronavirus by tracking their medical data. On top of this, the actual layout of the expo will be even more staggered with markers in place to help enforce social distancing. Last year, ChinaJoy hosted over 300,000 visitors for this 4-day show. I'm absolutely sure that we'll hear more about this event and if it can be traced that any outbreaks started here. If not, maybe it's something that could be hopeful for our future of getting back to normal. I am curious as to how this app works, but I'm not quite sure if I want it over here yet. Moving on now, as you guys know, I've been streaming on Twitch. It's a ton of fun, but it's a really hard market to get into sometimes. There is a relatively small group of super well-known gamers that viewers know and love, but there's a plethora of smaller Twitch streamers who sometimes don't have anybody viewing their streams for months and maybe even years. Yes, popular streamers put on really polished shows, but Twitch is sometimes the best when you watch people who are just starting out, and that's because smaller channels can pay more attention to their viewers and make more meaningful connections with followers and new subscribers. But with so many numbers out there, how can you find channels that you might love? That's actually where Twitch Roulette comes in. That's right, if you go to twitchroulette.net, you can spin the wheel and then watch a random streamer who has little to no viewers. You can filter by game if you want to watch something specific, or you can just go with something random and see who you get. In these trying times, all we have is our communities, and Twitch is a great way to build one. I already have gone on and found 3 great channels that I follow and love a whole bunch, and I can't wait to find more. Speaking of communities, the battle between Xbox and PlayStation continues to ramp up as Sony and Microsoft prepare to unveil their next-gen consoles. One of the biggest points of competition is the price of the PS5 and Xbox Series X. Security analyst Michael Patcher claimed that Microsoft will be waiting for Sony to make the first move in unveiling how much the console is. That'll be so that Microsoft can come in and release the Xbox at a much cheaper price. Patcher continued to speculate that the PS5 could cost at least $500, but wouldn't be surprised if it was more like $600.
Yeah, $800.
Really?
Have you looked at the specs? If they make the mistake they made with PS3 and charge $600 or more,
right,
they've screwed themselves.
And of course, currently neither company has actually hinted at what their price of the consoles could be, but there are new reports that Microsoft could even follow Sony's launch with 2 different consoles. And now it seems like both will be cheaper than whatever Sony's gonna put out. I don't know about you guys, but I was a diehard PlayStation fan for a while. But the more I learn about what the new Xbox Series may hold and looking at how Microsoft is evolving over the years, it makes me finally want to leap into that new territory. PlayStation kind of lost me for good. They deleted the PT demo from my PlayStation. Like, I had the PT demo on my PlayStation, and one day my PlayStation had an automatic update and it was gone. Ever since then, my heart has gone to Xbox and I don't even currently own one. It's gonna take a lot for PlayStation to get me back. All right, everybody, it's now time for your weekly Riley Rose review, and this week, let's get into Borderlands 3. Yes, Borderlands 3, like sure, it came out in 2019, but with all this time on our hands, some of us craved a little more mayhem in our lives than what Animal Crossing has to offer. But the Borderlands series in general encapsulates some of the best things that video games have to offer, and that's very glaringly obvious with their multiplayer settings. Multiplayer is part of what gaming is all about. It's that heart and soul of, co-op team play, getting together with your buddies to take down the baddies. It's part of what so many people love about video games. From 2-player Super Mario to 4-way split-screen GoldenEye tournaments to LAN parties and beyond, multiplayer is a huge community builder. And when it comes to this multiplayer, Borderlands 3 just knocks it out of the park. Like I said, I did a stream earlier this week playing with my few friends, and while we started on the stream only meaning to play for a few hours, we ended up having so much fun. We played for 7 hours without realizing it. The gameplay is unbelievably smooth, even when playing with 4 people. And although we were all at different levels, the level scaling in the game makes it so that enemies are equally leveled for everybody. As for the story, the 3rd installment of Borderlands 3 sticks to its guns with refined movement and shooting, along with a battalion of distinct firearms just awaiting players to help light up annoying enemies that you challenge throughout the game. Like the other installations of Borderlands, this game has the trademark stylized art and on-the-nose humor that fans know and love.
Nice one, babe!
Players will arrive yet again on the planet of Pandora to find it overrun by bandits, so really nothing new. The playable characters Mose, Zane, Amara, and Flak come with their own distinct fighting styles and personalities. Every class has their versatility boosted by a choice between 3 different action skills and a beefed up skill tree. This game is a success in almost every way for me personally, but there's one major problem. Well, actually I guess it's 2. The main villains of the game are somewhat amusing and fun to watch, but they lack the sinister appeal that the previous game's Handsome Jack added to the story.
Don't get me wrong, it's cute that y'all think you're the heroes of this little adventure, but you're not.
The 2 twins are absolutely obsessed with social media, telling their followers to obey via screens. It's kind of a tired story that just didn't grab me nearly as much as the wild and interesting cast of supporting characters found in the game. I actually wanted to do all the side quests more than the main missions. But all in all, if this is how the Borderlands series continues, you can go ahead and sign me up for Borderlands 4. The The weaponry is unmatched, and the amount of detail and variety packed into the dynamic 30-hour campaign is a high point for the series. And the fun keeps rolling out with Borderlands DLC. 2 episodes have already been released, and the next DLC is rumored to be some sort of Western theme that comes out late June 2020. While I love this game, my love for Borderlands 2 keeps me from giving it 100%, but I do give this game a 4.5 out of 5 rose petals. I couldn't really find any heartwarming video game news this week, so I decided to talk about something else instead. About 9 months ago, I did something slightly impulsive, but something that felt right in my heart. Check it out.
Just did a good thing. I don't regret this thing at all. And you're wondering what it is. I'll tell you what I did a good thing.
Thanks for letting me have my crazy cat lady moment. My sweet, sweet little baby Katu turned 1 year old this week, so let's just watch a montage of her, shall we? Oh, she's so cute. And cat moment over. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. What do you think about Borderlands 3? Are you playing any of the DLCs? And where do you fall in the Sony and Microsoft competition? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to subscribe. I'm Rayleigh Rose and I'm signing out.